Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever part of the world you're in. Welcome to the Aha Moment. And this is going to be our last episode for this year. So I'm looking forward to speak about a lot of things today. But before I do that, my name is Yogesh Kapoor. I am a communications coach. I'm a friend, I'm a father, I'm a brother, and I'm so many other things. But most importantly, over here, I'm just there to spread love. And today I have with me my wonderful partner in crime, my accountability partner, sometimes even my coach, Grace. So amazing. Grace, welcome to our last aha moment of the year. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yay, we made it. We made it to the last month of the year, and that's something we should be grateful for. I'm particularly grateful because you know what it is. December is my month, my birth month, so I'm usually super excited, and I'm very happy to be doing this. Yes, I am Grace So Amazing. I am an integrative life coach. I'm a mental health practitioner, a lot of things. And I'm very happy that we are doing this. So this is our way of sharing some of the things that we learn on the job, what we do, and what we see around us. We come here to share it, and hopefully on the show we usually get our own aha moment. So it's also a learning and a teaching moment for myself and Yogesh. So yes, it's always a pleasure to be here, and I'm super excited to be here.
Well, the year went by so fast, right? When 2024 was starting, we were like, yeah, 2024, number 8, the year of karma, this, that. And now we're like, oh my God, we're just around the corner to 2025. Can you believe it? Like so fast. Like what happened?
What happened? Like, I was sharing the other day with my friend, and I'm like, come on, 2024 just did like this. Boom! It was a sprint. It just did what? And it just it goes to show that we were busy. We were busy. We were probably busy. It could have been boring and long if we didn't have something doing. So I guess we had our hands were tied. We were working and we were doing stuff, and the year just came and just did whoop on us, and we're here. And I need to add this. I just feel that the calendar, the whole January, February, and everything is just to catch us in the moment, to help us, calibrate or calculate or do things. But in the real sense of it, there is really no time. Like, nothing stops. Time is just doing its own thing, just going. And we humans are busy giving it portions in January, in the form of this is January, this is February, this is what. And that sort of programs our minds, to develop. It's a way we develop anxiety, as the years running by. Oh, what have I not done? Oh, da. And then when you're in the new year, you're like, okay, let's go. This year I'm gonna do all of this and I'm gonna do all of that. And I'm like, okay. It's interesting to note. I just thought it'd be nice to drop it. But I'm trying to get to a point where I just flow without being stopped or being um, not letting the period or any time of the year of the year to be the reason why I do certain things, and let it just be that I'm doing certain things because I have to do it. It's not because it's the first week in the year or we're getting to the end of the year. I don't know. I'm not there yet, but I'm hoping that I will get there someday.
Well, I agree with you, right? We get a lot of anxiety around time and space and year and this and that. And what you mentioned earlier about human form, I guess that's the only measure of humanity. time, right? Because I was listening to a podcast earlier this week, and the ladies like, in the spiritual world, there's no such thing as time. There's no time, there's no space. There's like energy never dies, right? It just
Mhm.
transfers. So she's like, we come into this human life, we have this human experience, and that time is the only thing that governs us. So I guess because we have certain purposes that we've been put on this earth for, this planet for, and we have to fulfill those purposes. I guess that's the only way I look at time. And um anything can happen at any time. So live in the moment, be grateful, like you said. We're still alive. Some people don't even wake up in the morning. And I think that's one of the aha moments we got this year, was being in gratitude, right? We're still here. We survived COVID. I mean, earlier today, you shared with me a flyer where we spoke 4 years ago when we first like got introduced, and I came live on your Instagram. And then, can you believe it? 4 years? Oh my God, forget one
Oh
year, the 4 years,
yes.
right? And so, and it's that means our friendship has lasted. There was,
Yeah.
and we
Oh,
haven't even met personally even once. Can you imagine? Not even once, and we've been connected for so long. So there's always some purpose behind it, and I'm grateful for that, because COVID actually made me introduced to someone now I can call a friend, all the way in another side of the world. So that's one of my aha moments this year, was gratitude, that what the amount of people I have around me, I'm surrounded with.
mm.
What was one of your aha moments?
Oh, tell me about it. A lot. But I would say that now, that you just threw it at me, I'm beginning to see that, okay, yes, we had a lot. But I'm tempted to say gratitude as well, because, knowing that we started this year and we had a lot planned. We had a lot to do. And even though we didn't get to do some of the things that we wanted to do, at least we kept some things on. You got into something that you needed to do. I also got into something I needed to do. And even in the midst of all of that, we still got time, and we are able to do what we're doing. And for me, I would say gratitude is one of it. And then the fact that, I mean, I'm trying to put it together in my head, some of the topics that we talked about, and how we caught ourselves, in some of the conversations we've had, and how we get to use it, for our own selves. Like, you want to talk about some of these things, you call me, talk about it, and then you catch yourself that, look, are you really practicing what you're preaching, right? And what are you going to do about it? So I'm really grateful. My aha is the fact that against all odds, we get to do this. We It doesn't stop us from being our authentic selves, and it gives us that level of friendship. If not for anything, we don't get to talk on a daily. I think this is the only time we get to unwind. We get to see ourselves, and talk. And when we're done with this, back to your own business and back to my own business. So for me, it's very personal, getting to have a colleague with the same mindset about personal development, also not giving up on what you really like. There were times you talk about this coaching and everything, but you're a coach. You can't hide from it, right? You just see yourself coaching and wanting to pour, wanting to teach. So my aha is that against all odds, you get the distractions, but what you're really, your core never leaves you. Your core finds its way back to you. What your purpose is, no matter how distracted you are, no matter how you face anything or you get to move towards something else, you definitely would find your way back to your purpose and your core. So for me, that's the aha for me, knowing that no matter the distractions, I always find myself, doing what I love, which is coaching, teaching, having conversations, mind stimulating conversations, and learning while doing it.
I love that. I really love that because it's so true, right? We've been busy with our businesses, which is not just coaching, right? The other things we do, and at the same
Mhm.
time, we've been learning more, right? Trying to improve ourselves more. Even though I've been a little out of the coaching space and more focused on my business, but at the same time, yes, it does bring us back, right? Like earlier today, I coached a young lady on how to be on the video, and she was. Let's just put it this way: she was a very direct person.
Okay.
She was a very direct person. She wanted to just get right into it, yet she was afraid, and you know, it was one of her fears. But just having to be able to understand her, because at the end of our session, right, she was like, "I'm glad you understood what I wanted. I'm glad what you want. What you explained to me, it really makes sense to me." So that feeling at the end of the day that you really help someone achieve little progress, even though it's one step at a time,
Yeah.
right? And I guess that is what brings more purpose to what we do, right? We don't just come here and just talk and have conversations. There's a reason behind it. We want people to watch our videos, listen, learn something, because there's always one golden nugget in these conversations that we have,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes I get it, sometimes you get it, sometimes we both get it. Even when we started the aha moment, I still remember I was thinking in my head we should call it aha something, and you said it, and I was like, oh my God, we both are thinking the same thing. So it was meant, right?
Yeah.
And we did have a break this year for 2 3 months. I was traveling, and I was off rhythm. You got busy, but we started it again, and we missed 1 2 weeks because again we had things to do. But then we're still here, and I think that's the second aha moment for me, is that we're still alive. We're
Yeah.
still alive. Forget about this year, what happened, didn't happen. Did we achieve what we said we were going to achieve? That all doesn't matter right now. We're still alive. We still have more opportunity. We have still more
Yeah.
time, right?
Yes.
So I know that, my God, we're still here, and we're going to be going even stronger
That's right.
in the next coming year. You know, I mean, how do
Exactly.
you feel about that?
It's beautiful to note. And I must add that we need to come to terms with imperfection. I remember how, you know, um, wanting to do something and we're like, no, we need this, we need that. Now, it's not a room or it's not an opportunity not to push, but it's okay. It's okay when you're still able to struggle to do certain things, even though those things are not perfect. And I'll share this with you in the area of, wanting to. So what I do personally with my goals, I don't do the yearly goals. What I do is on my birthday, I sit down with my goals and I check how or what I've become whilst on a journey to get something or to achieve a particular thing. And it can just be with friendships and with creating boundaries and being able to say no. I would just drop those little things that. So recently I saw something and it was about always easy to forgive, and that's me. I don't think me not forgiving you is going to help me in any way. So I can forgive you, but I create boundaries around our relationship so that you don't take me for granted, right? So I just looked at it and I said it's progress for me. It's progress, and the fact that, like you rightly said, I am alive. That's the most important thing. And it's an opportunity. Every day is a gift that we can utilize maximally. So when I wake up every day and I look at some of the things that I've achieved, some of the things that I've not achieved, I just give myself a pat on the back and say, yes, you are here and you have an opportunity, or you have opportunities to achieve the things that you're yet to achieve. And don't fret, don't kill yourself. Just do take one step at a time and you'll be good. Because at the end of the day, we're all here to grow, learn, grow, and enjoy our lives. So I don't I'm not attached to goals like, oh, if I don't get them. And that doesn't mean I'm lazy. I am very I'm very I have foresight. I push myself. I make sure that I go for certain things that I want, but I don't allow the outcome to determine how I feel. How I feel is largely dependent on me, and what it means is that the little things that I do, like this, gives me fulfillment. I get to do it. Connecting with friends, like you said, 4 years, and I'm like, mm, that's what it. That's what something. There are people that 4 years ago we started our friendships, but we're no longer friends. I mean, we don't even talk, and that's to say that, okay, you and this person, there was a journey, and you got to that journey and it was okay for you to go on your separate journeys. But for some people, you're going to keep going with them, and if it gets to the point where you guys start chasing other things, it's also fine. So that's how I'm enjoying life, taking one step at a time, doing the things that I know would make me happy, that would help me connect with my purpose, that would help me give to the world that I belong to. So, I can go on and on. So, yes, I'm happy that I'm alive and I have opportunities to take on each day.
That's amazing. I love what you said that again you reminded us of our friendship. It lasted and we met so many people out there, and a lot of them don't even talk anymore, or they're busy in their lives or whatever it is, but at least we have that one connection. And
Yes.
that's another aha moment for me, is how you maintain your relationships. I mean, they're so important. I think the most successful people in the world are people who maintain relationships. Even though they quarrel, they fight, they forgive, they move on, they think about what's more productive. We've been through our phases, right? Where we tried something, it didn't work. We tried another thing, it didn't work. But we didn't give up. We're still here and we're doing it. So I think that's another aha moment for me, is like we still landed doing something. If that didn't work, we pivoted. We said, okay, this isn't
Yeah,
working, so we'll do this. And
true.
we're doing this. So that's already amazing. I want to kind of touch on the people who, like, who set out to have so many goals, and now it's the end of the year, they're probably falling in their emotions, full of guilt, shame, whatever it is, or feeling like a failure. How do they move on with that? Because you're very good with this. So what tool would you give them?
Live, breathe, breathe. I wrote something recently. I said, stop asking people questions that are not necessary, especially if you don't know what their mental state is. And that's in the case of, pressure. Oh, I mean, have you gotten that gig? Have you gotten that stuff? You said you were going to start this. Have you done this? Have you done that? That's pressure. So for me, something happened recently that really broke my heart. Someone that was, very big on getting something, and the person was almost losing their mind because they were yet to get that thing. And I'm like, chill, you have life. You have life. So what's the tool? I mean, we like to quantify things. We want to touch things that we can use. The number one thing I would say is, first and foremost, is that you have to be sharp mentally and you have to be healthy to be able to achieve anything at all. If you're not fine mentally, I mean, people on the streets that have lost their minds, they're not bothered about goals. The only thing they are bothered about is probably to find something to eat so they can keep moving. So if you're able to be in a very wonderful mental state, meaning that you remember your memories intact, you're able to remember things, you're able to have civil conversations, give yourself kudos. That's a huge thing. Not everybody can sit and have a conversation rationally. Not everyone. And you're in touch with your emotions. You can still feel that, oh, you can still feel bad. You can still feel sad. That's a good thing. Do you know some people don't feel emotions anymore? Now that's
Oh
terrible.
wow.
Yes, some people don't even feel pain. So if you can feel pain and you can feel the emotions and you can tell, you can recognize that I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm anxious. Kudos to you. That's you in touch with yourself. Some people are no longer in touch with your emotions, they're no longer in touch with yourself. They don't even know what it means to be happy, they don't even know what it means to be sad. So now you know that you're mentally fit and healthy. The next thing is, are you okay physically? Can you move? Can you get up from your bed and walk a mile? Don't give yourself kudos. That's also something to be grateful for. Some people cannot do that, but you're able to do that. That's a big deal. But we take some of these things for granted and we're chasing. And, you know, excuse me, what do we really need in life? We need shelter, a roof over our heads, we need food, we need water, and we need clothes over our bodies, right? And then you move. So even if you have 200 houses, you're going to live in one. Even if you have 20 cars, you're only going to drive one you're only going to drive one per time. You can't be in all 20 cars at the same time. So I think we complicate issues because of it's okay. I mean, I love good things. I mean, I want to travel the world and I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to make good money. I'm going to live. But while I'm still on the way to do that, I'm just going to enjoy the moment that I have. So the tool I'm going to say really very easy is be in gratitude. Enjoy the little things that you have. Don't I mean you should be on your toes. Don't be lazy, yeah? But don't beat yourself if you're yet to achieve certain things. Please don't beat yourself. And I'm saying that because I used to beat myself. I used to beat myself a lot. And then sometimes when I even get some of those things, I'm like, is this it? Was this what I was killing myself for? Is this it?
Exactly.
And I mean, ever since I stopped attaching my happiness to external things, things that I have, things that I don't have, I can tell without a doubt that I am a lot peaceful, I'm a lot happier, and I'm a lot productive.
I love that. I love that, especially when you talk about, there's some people out there who just need food, who are just looking for food. They don't care about so many other things that are going on, or someone who's in a mental state where they're not feeling joy, happiness, sadness, anything. So we're way better off. Excuse me. Now, since 2025 is coming, right? What is a good way to forward your energy towards the coming year? Like, I'm not going to talk about resolutions. I'm not going to talk about all of that stuff, right? But releasing the energy, the negative energies, or the thoughts of this year, and heading towards a more positive mindset in the coming year. You know, um, what are your thoughts on that? Like for me, I know it's December. There are 2 weeks. I look at it two ways. If you think you need a break, enjoy the holiday season, right? If you think you need that break, take your mind off what happened, or just take uh, like see how your year went. What were your highs? What were your lows? What could be changed in the coming year? What could not be changed, right? And there's another mindset that, okay, it's the end of the year, let's double down, right?
Mm.
Let's make the changes now, not wait for 2025, when we say Happy New Year, oh, now we're going to change. No, like double down now and push forward and make the changes now. So when you are entering 2025 or at the start of 2025, you're already in that momentum of a more positive mindset and realigning your goals that you weren't able to achieve this year. So for me, I'm looking at it that way. What are your thoughts on that, Grace?
Yeah, so for me, I always have a theme for the year, and I already got a theme for the year. And the theme really is, what am I going to focus on for the year? Because what I focus on would now determine how the year would flow for me. So usually I would say that when you're starting a year, it's very good to be very specific. It's okay to write your goals. It's okay to be very, and that's why I don't like to say anything goes. No, the universe understands the language of specificity. Be specific. What is that thing that you really want? And that thing that you really want, are you sure even unconsciously you want it? Yogesh, an aha moment for me really is, there are things that we want consciously, and there are things that we don't want that we don't want unconsciously. For instance, I would say that sometimes we would say that we really want this because we are in a conscious environment. People are saying certain things, people are saying this, you need to get this, and then in your conscious mind you're constantly hearing that you need this, you need this, you need this. But unconsciously you're like, no, not that I really need it. Just I don't need it. And that's the part that really works. Your conscious mind has limits. It has limit because when you're back, you're like, oh, I really need this, I really need this. But when you're unconscious and you're like, you don't need that thing, that's when you self-sabotage. So what I will be doing, or what I plan to do, is to be more attentive to the things that I really, really want, and to see the unconscious behavior that I do to counter the things that I need. Some people, sometimes some people can say that they really need, let's say they need a phone, and it's just a phone is just an example, and they know when they get a phone they'll really be distracted, they may not get what they want, and if there's another project that's more important to them that they want to focus on, no matter what they try, that phone won't come, because the other project is more important to them, even in their unconscious state. So every time they struggle to get that phone, something happens and they don't get it. And they'll be like, but I need this phone. When they come back to reality, when they come back to their conscious state, they know that they need this phone. But when they are unconscious and they are not, in their super conscious state, or in that state of mind where they need, they need something else, that's what's going to happen for them. So it's very important that me personally, I'm going to make sure that I pay attention. And let me give you an example. Personally, in my business, I consciously want certain things for myself in my business. And then unconsciously, I caught myself self-sabotaging, because I know that this business, once it gets this, I'm going to be all busy. And really, I'm looking for that state that, look, I want to be busy, but I still want to do my baby girl life. I don't want to stress myself out. So unconsciously, when I'm doing my business, I'm unconsciously creating a limit for myself that okay, don't go beyond this, because once you get to this level, you'll be very busy. And I have been busy. I worked for almost 10 years that I was busy, and I lost myself. So you see what I mean? Because I lost myself that time, and I was just working around the clock unconsciously. When I'm looking for something that would put me in that position again, I will just self sabotage and catch myself dwindling. So that's a very clear way of describing how sometimes consciously you want something. And secondly, when you think about the stress and everything it's going to bring to you, you be like, I don't think I want it. And that's the one that would work for you. So I'm going to pay attention, especially what it's going to do for me. I'll check it and work on the unconscious level to probably say, okay, it's okay, growth is good, and the business has to grow, so we're going to look for how to outsource the stress, so that's where you now work on the unconscious. So some of the things that you self-sabotage, the things that you are unconsciously working against yourself, that you don't want because it's going to stress you out or give you things that you really don't want, you're now going to look for how to navigate it so that you can still get it and still be at peace with yourself. So that for me is what I plan to do in this coming year, to understand my unconscious inadequacies, the things that I need to, pay attention to, the behavior around it, and the new behavior that I will need to bring in to help me achieve certain things that I've been wanting to achieve, so that I can, it's going to be a win-win for me, consciously and unconsciously.
That makes so much sense. That makes so much sense because if your unconscious is not aligned with your conscious, then you're self sabotaging yourself, right? And I'm sure I'm there too. I'm there too. I think in a large level, consciously I do things, but subconsciously it's like I self sabotage myself in so many ways, and that's something also I need to align to. For me, coming forward next year, I've kept it very simple. I just want to learn how to be disciplined. And when I say
Mhm.
disciplined, is like I don't like routine. I don't like doing the same thing every day. I get bored. So I have a tough time like having a routine such as meditating or, you know, doing the things I need to do on a daily basis, step by step, to get,
Mhm.
for example, better physical health, better mental health, better spiritual health, you know, more aligned with my financial goals, all of that. But I'm just going to start with one step first. That's going to be meditation. I want to master it, where I wake up, I'm meditating. Before going to sleep, I'm meditating. I think that's something I really, really want to push myself to do because I think meditation is a very great form of aligning, as you said, you know,
That's right.
your mental, spiritual, physical health because everything is connected. Everything
That's right.
affects everything. You
Very
see,
true.
when you're not mentally well, you create disease in your body,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? And if subconsciously you're not programming yourself to have the habit of not overthinking and not taking care of your health, then so everything has to align. And I think that's what I'm going to be doing going forward. And that's my aha thing, which I've noticed I don't have. So, any other thoughts, Grace, for the year gone by or the year coming before we end our last episode for the aha moment?
Yeah, I'll just say don't beat yourself for the things you've achieved and or did not achieve in the year 2024, and just be optimistic in the year come in the new year coming. Be optimistic and just go for whatever your heart aligned to go for. Usually the flow comes when you're in alignment. Everything will just work easy. So just be optimistic. That's what I would say.
That's beautiful, right? Just be optimistic for the coming future. And for all of you that are going to watch the replay of this, do share it with people. I think there's a lot of people out there who need to listen to these conversations and get their aha moments. Me and Grace always get our aha moments from each other's conversations. And if you still haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do share it over the holidays. You know, there might be someone who really can't spend their holidays, who has to work extra hours hard. Maybe this would give them some relief. And as well, Grace, I mean, congratulations. We survived the year. I am so looking forward to our episode, next coming year. And I wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
We will be
yes, we'll be
interviewing in the coming year.
We'll be bringing on some guests, some new guests, with different subjects that could really change your mind or help you in a way. And I'm looking forward to those too. I mean, we had planned a lot of guests this year. It's just their timings didn't match. But most importantly, it's not yet the end of the year. We still have 2 weeks in before it all ends. So make the most of this year, right? Live in the moment, double down, start changing your habits so that you can start 2025 much more stronger. Thank you everyone for who watches our replays or who watches our lives. And once again, Grace, it was such a pleasure to start this aha moment and go through this year. I'm so looking forward to do this next year. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.